super nice day out and I'm off work. I wanted to come out here and chat with you guys. I'm going to give you some tips, man. I'm going to lace you up on how to get rich and fast, how to build wealth. 100% guaranteed. You follow these tips and you're going to be a rich guy, okay? You ready for it? Are you ready for the secret? Okay, here it goes. So you go and you make your money. Don't spend your money. Save your money. It's simple. It's very easy. Hopefully you detected the sarcasm in that. But there is some truth in it. In order to have wealth, you have to keep the wealth that you're bringing in. And so many people today are doing things. They have habits, they have lifestyle inflation that is causing them to spend all their money that they're making. That's one side of it. You know, people are buying super expensive cars. They have $1,000 a month car payments. They're paying the insurance, the gas on a truck, a lift kit on the truck. Thousands and thousands of dollars just completely flushed, gone. You're never going to see it back into a depreciating asset. You're going and paying for experiences, which, trust me, I believe in experience. I'm very well traveled. It's worth it. But I tell you what, it's not worth it if you're sacrificing your future. But there's people that are just completely charging up the credit cards. They're going on trips that they really, truly cannot afford. All of these things, all of these habits and lifestyles that you could be having that money into index funds making you, on average, 8 to 10%. Keeping the money. You know, you got to ask yourself, do I really want to part with this green paper, right? So I'm going to exchange green paper for this item. You need to ask yourself, does this item really bring value back to me? Does it really bring me enjoyment? Is it truly worth it? In a week, am I going to value this item so dearly that I'm glad that I parted with that money? I didn't grow up with money, and I remember being young, and if I had a couple of bucks that my parents gave me to go to church camp or something, people around me, they went and got snow cones and stuff. Man, I'd hold on to that money. I wouldn't want to spend the money. Even if I was so thirsty and needed some water, I would not go and buy a bottle of water. I would look for a water fountain around me just to try to keep that money with me. And when I was younger, I didn't quite understand to the same extent that I do now the freedom that having your money brings you, right? So there's that angle to it. People are spending superfluously, and that can be mitigated. But here's a red pill and black pill. You know, the reality is you have to exist and you have to live. You do. You know, you have to have transportation to survive in America. You have to have a vehicle, pretty much, unless you live in a city center. Even then, you got to pay for transport, subway, bus, whatever. You have to have a certain caloric intake met to survive. You know, you have to put food down your throat to live. That costs money. And hopefully you can try to afford to not eat slop all the time. Not eat the slop foods. You know. But eating food just costs. That's part of living. You know, we went to the store yesterday, my wife and I saw the Kraft cheese, grated cheese, $5. $5, really, just for, you know, a small to medium sized bag. We go through cheese like crazy. I immediately went over to the Great Value brand at Walmart, and I got the Great Value for like $1.89. It costs money to live. You know, we live in a rent house now. I used to live in, man, I wish you could have seen the living situations I've lived in. Roommates pretty much all of my 20s in little box apartments, nothing fancy, no decorations, a mattress on the ground until I got a bed frame for free that was left behind. Oh, that was 2 years ago, my 4th year of dental school. you have to live, you have to pay rent. But man, I tell you, I went through extraordinary efforts to not have to pay as much rent. But now we're in a rent house, 3-bed, 2-bath. It's got more space. I just dropped $3,700 on furniture, man. A bed frame and a sectional for my wife. We still got to order a mattress. I sleep like complete garbage. We need a king mattress so I can have some space to spread out. But so you got a mattress that's probably going to be $1,000. The wife, having a wife, man, it costs to be married. It costs to date. Women like to have some things. They like how things look. So it all costs, man. She likes decor. We bought this bread box. Okay, let me tell you about this bread box. We were in IKEA. I knew what a bread box was, but in my brain and sphere, that's not even in my radar. But we're walking in IKEA and she sees this bread box, which if you buy bread, you can put it in there to store it. Meanwhile, like I always, if I bought bread, I just put it on the counter and that's it. But there's a special box that you can buy that looks nice to put your bread in. And it was $30. $30. I would have never spent that $30 if it was just me. It costs to live. And so I started out this video saying it's very simple, 100% easy, fast, guaranteed. You just don't spend your money if you just hold on to your money. But in truth, as you age and as you progress, like your lifestyle, and I'm not even talking about like crazy lifestyle inflation right now. I'm not talking about me personally. I haven't bought a super nice car. We drive really cheap cars, dude. I bought a minivan when I got out of dental school. Yeah, I'm a doctor, and my car is a minivan. But that's $346 a month, and our insurance, shoot, I don't even know what our insurance is, but we're paying it. Cell phone bill, right? I'm paying a disability policy on myself because if I get hurt, I want to be able to have some money coming in if I can't do my job, which is dentistry. It's $58 a month. All of that is going out, right? For things that we need, for value. But in my mind, I'm thinking, man, that's my wealth exiting. That money could be making 8 to 10% interest annually, growing, working for me. And you can't, like, we bought the bread box. I wanted my wife to have that. I want her to have some decorations. I want her to have some decent looking furniture that's respectable, that she can be proud of, and she can enjoy when I'm working late hours in my residency program. So you can't hold yourself back from buying certain things, right? I bought a generator for the home. If an emergency happens, I've got a generator. I'm gonna buy some propane for it. All of that is value. It is valuable, and there's a reason behind it. And so there's a certain amount of spending you're just not gonna avoid. You're just not. That's just living. But the superfluous spending is what I refer to. That's what you can cut back on. But it's hard, man. The reality is, it is hard. It requires discipline. And not everybody wants to sit there and track what they're spending, man. And to be honest with you, I don't even technically know how much we're spending every single month, because our spending's been a bit sporadic. We've been traveling. We just moved into this new home. We're buying furniture, all of these things. So I can tell you, though, we are saving quite a bit. I know that because we're living pretty dang cheap, man. Compared to everybody, we're living cheap, dude. So try to live cheap, man. Try to live cheap. If you're going to get married, if you're going to date, get married, find a woman that comes from a reasonable background, who doesn't demand certain things from you. Because I tell you what, that can make or break you. That can make or break you building a retirement. If you've got a spouse that completely has no control over their spending. My wife is very, very careful. Sometimes I even have to encourage her to get things, because she doesn't come from money, just like I don't come from money. Keep your wealth. Cut down on your spending. Keep it, man. Like, our portfolio is looking pretty good, man. And I'll just say, I'm not going to tell you how much we have, because there's people I know that watch my channel. But once you hit the first 100,000, you go through all the suck and all the savings and all the delayed gratification. Once you hit the first 100,000, you start to see some momentum. And I may make a video about this by itself. You start to see some momentum. And I tell you what, that's encouraging. It's encouraging to know that we have a future that's going to be perhaps laden with a little bit less arduous work, man. Maybe some more free time in our lives. So with that, I will leave you. I hope I earned your subscription. I hope I earned your like, and I hope I earned your comment. Let me know what you think below. Until next time.